YouTube, y'all tripping. Y'all did this shit before. I'm thinking I'm scheduling the show to start in a little bit. Let's start right away. Whatever. Whatever. What's up, y'all? Come on in here. Oh, that's good. That's real good. Brown one, that's a... Usually I don't fuck with Zinfandel like that, but this Zinfandel good to the motherfucker. What's up, y'all? What's up, Spirit Wonder? Hey, negatives at -% Isaiah. Nah, I didn't see Sinners. I will though. I've been seeing everybody. Me and my wife were just talking about going to go see Sinners just a few minutes ago because I've been seeing all the reviews. I'm not much of a going to the movies kind of guy. I'm more of a sit back, drink some wine, smoke some reefer, and listen to some music kind of guy. But a lot of people liked it. Happy belated 420, yes. Yeah. It is 420. Happy birthday, Luther Vandross. Luther Vandross. I think it's the Ace of Diamonds Day. But come on in here. Appreciate that, King. Yeah, that was good. What's up, Dexter? Good seeing Dexter Robinson, making sure it's good seeing you ain't been kicked out again. This nigga Dexter Robinson, my mind's at some point I always find a way to lock this nigga up. Good to see you not locked up, Dexter Robinson. But yeah, we're gonna talk a little bit about good Q&A earlier. If you haven't seen my interview with Reza Islam, make sure you click on it when you're done listening to me talk right now. We had a very dope build earlier, and a lot of people were mad at my clickbait title. Let me tell you something. YouTube and those places, they can't stand our brother Reza Islam. They don't like him. They do not like him. So because these platforms don't like him, I gotta trip the algorithm so you guys can actually see it. Because if I put up their Reza Islam interview, I'm sure 80% of y'all would not have seen that in your notifications. I'm sure. You would not have seen it. Yeah, get some of that. Get some of those intellectual power. He ain't lying. Like, look, I only endorse intellectual power because that works for me, man. Like, for real. That intellectual power, I saw a difference. Yeah, Eden Remix shadow bans are real. So if I put up, I'm interviewing Reza Islam with my channel, especially like all the Dr. Short stuff that I do, and they don't like this YouTube, man. YouTube be playing with us content creators, y'all. Those of us who really care. That's why, like, I make sure to always run a business outside of YouTube. I don't ever want to become a full-time YouTuber because the type of content that I do, I like to make sure I inform and teach. And as long as you're somebody that informs and teaches, there are particular roadblocks that are in the way of pertinent information. So the best way to continue to inform and teach is to make sure I have an outside business outside of YouTube. That way when that check get cut in half from YouTube, yeah, all right. Y'all hear this Roy Hargrove? Anyway, come on in here, chat. Yeah, I can't do full-time YouTube. I can't be on here all day posting. And the money's good too. Like I look at some of my YouTube checks and be like, oh, it's cool. It's cool. Like the money's not like YouTube is if you want to dedicate yourself to it, it is worth it, you know? But if you build your channel up on beef and bullshit, you gotta keep that up. Because most of YouTube wants to see beef and bullshit. And YouTube is always going to promote beef and bullshit. So you can make some really good checks, but what happens when there's no one to beef with and there's nothing to bullshit about? At some point that always comes for the beef and bullshit type people. And you'll see those channels, they done got up over 500,000, a million subs, but like the beef and the bullshit quieted out. So you got 500,000 subs, but you're only getting 1,500 views a video because you ain't got no beef or bullshit to keep up. I don't want that. I don't want that. No. Hold on. There we go. Well, what's up, everybody in here? And plus, and that's what I want to talk about a little bit today. Like something the reason I talked about earlier. Let's go back and piggyback off something a theme that Reza and I talked about earlier. And I might do a full YouTube show on this tomorrow. But we're at a time where people are generally press the number one if you're tired of bullshit. Press the number one if you're tired of bullshit. Gotta refill my Zippo. Oh shit. I am getting an email back from Dr. Logan Westbrooks now. Hell yeah. For those of you who don't know Dr. Logan West, let me check my I don't want to check on him, let me check on my computer. For those of you who don't know who Dr. Logan Westbrooks is, he's the person that wrote that book, The Harvard Report, talking about, you know, how the soul music environment was he's the person I read talk about that report, talking about the soul music environment and what they did to steal black music. He just, while we talking, emailed me back. I just saw his email pop up. I just saw the email pop up. Let me, two-factor authentication. Shit, I don't feel like going to my two-factor. Hold on. Let me go to my two-factor real quick. Hold on. Hold that, y'all. Sorry about that, y'all. I just got Dr. Westbrooks just emailed me back. All right, cool. Yes, I'm going to have to call him back. Yes. So Patreon, at some point this week, so at some point soon, hey, look, shit. That's what happened. I just cold on reached out to Dr. Logan Westbrooks like last week. I never met him, never talked to him, but I just cold reached out to him and let him know how much I admire his work, and I've gotten all of his books, all 3 of his books. And I said, hey, I would like to interview you. He just emailed me back. Yeah. What's up, Iron Oxide? So yeah, we about to have another interview coming up. So, what's up, Reggie? Y'all see my boy? Hey, Reggie. You know it's time we got to have one of them 2.5 hour phone conversations this week, right? You know what's been going on with Kendrick. Me and my boy Reggie, we talk. That's my guy right there. Yeah, we got to have one of them conversations with what's been going on with Kendrick's tour stopping off. Y'all say what's up to Reggie Comedy. That's one of the realest cats that I know from Kansas City. Yeah. So back to what we're talking about. Going back to a reason I talked about earlier. Um, for the celebrities, man, like this is a time that no, everybody cannot. Only subscribers can talk. There we go. There we go. Only subscribers can talk now. But this is a new time that we're in right now. Let's go back to something that Reza and I talked about. You notice Reza was publicly shamed, publicly flogged by the so-called black celebrities, your D.L. Hewleys of the world, and these types. And they basically flogged him for speaking out against the Whoopty Whamp. Y'all know what I'm talking about when I say the Whoopty Whamp. He was basically publicly left out there to dry, and people we should consider elders, chastised, ridiculed, shamed. And I thought it was weird because I had been paying attention to Reza for a long time before the pandemic. I was like, hold on. This the dude that always talks about vaccines. So why would you ridicule the person who basically, that was the whole slamdemic was right in Reza's wheelhouse. It was like a straight up go route with no safety over the middle. Just go. It was a straight up pick and pop. Malone to Stockton. That pandemic and what Reza's specialty is. And these celebrities used their celebrity to down him. Is he a doctor? Like, no, stupid. Doctors aren't, he's a researcher. And I don't care what medium it is, your independent researchers, your independent journalists, those are the ones who they're necessary and they're needed, because being a doctor is no different from being a cop, an NBA player, if you work in aerospace, hell, if you work at the fucking post office. It's the same dynamics. Everyone is down for the team. And there's a whole game being played. And especially when you're dealing with a game playing industry, if you work at Pfizer, if you work at Target, Walmart, wherever it is, when you work these type jobs, you got to be down with the program. So most of the time, it's not that all doctors are corrupt, but people got their bread they got to look out for. And a doctor has interests. He has Pfizer. He has Moderna. He has all of these companies that he's loyal to, that is the insurance companies that paid the doctor are loyal to. So unless you know that doctor personally, or you just know one that's willing to risk it all, you're not going to necessarily always get the most up-to-the-date information, because why? That doctor needs to get paid. It's always your outside individual whistleblowers that bring the information to the light. Gary Webb didn't work for the government. Gary Webb discovered what was going on with the government and crack cocaine. It's always like that. The Tuskegee experiment, you go down the line, the things that get exposed generally get exposed from independent researchers. Am I lying? Chat room, am I bullshitting? Well, is what I'm saying makes sense to y'all? It's the independent people who are the ones that keep the people within an environment in check. Because we're in an environment and everybody's money is dependent upon this environment and each other, you're less likely to blow a whistle. Yeah, Gary Webb discovered the crack epidemic. I mean, not he outed it. An independent journalist, a researcher. Researchers keep their professionals in check. Yeah, Aaron Brockovich, these people. Like, look what I do with music. I play the drums, but I don't really play like that no more. I used to. But I'm not a full-time musician, even though I can play. Even though I can play, I'm not a full-time musician. And I don't want to be a full-time musician. But I know enough about music, and I'm a music researcher. I would call myself more of a music researcher than a musician these days, because I don't play regularly no more. Nor do I want to play regularly anymore. You know, I'm on some other shit. Appreciate that, Felix Speaks. You said I'm gonna keep it real. I was in denial, but Reza told me a month ahead my job would force me a job, and Reza was right. I worked remote, so I was exempt. That's what's up. So you look at somebody like what I do with music. This isn't, when I speak, it's not the one to me. If I was still playing music regularly and touring and in the studio, I wouldn't have as much time as I have to do the research that I do. I'm a music researcher, and my research is what keeps the history of the music alive. I don't, so I'll have people who don't know me like that come and say, oh, how you gonna say something to Fat Joe or something to Buster? They've been doing music longer than you. They have hits. How many hits do you have? I ain't got no goddamn hits, motherfucker, because I was in a goddamn library researching this shit while they was out making hits. See the difference? So that's what it is. And Reza is a researcher. You did? Yeah. So to the celebrities out there, those days of you being able to leverage your celebrity to mislead us and not get any pushback, they're over. They're over. They're over. Yeah, you can say, oh, I got to do what I can get my check. Get your check, brother, sister. I'm never going to hit on nobody getting a check. But all of this misleading us so you can get a check, it's no longer going to go unchecked. Yeah, they was mad at Ice Cube because he wouldn't take it. Yeah. And so Reza was talking about those people who was going in on him, and we were talking about that. Now that he's been basically exonerated of being called BS and validated by the courts, we got to go back down the list of all the people who said something to Reza and list them. Because we have to send the message that there's going to be a certain level of accountability when you do that to people. You want to take a check to totally dismiss somebody? There's going to be a certain level of accountability for that. Yeah, they did Reza wrong. So a lot of people were mad at me. They were like, Dwann, this is a clickbait title. Yeah, it was clickbait, man. You took the bait, motherfucker. Now sub and listen. Because again, I know how this YouTube. I don't understand the YouTube algorithm completely, but I do understand it enough to know that if Reza's name is in the title, you better not put interview after it. Not on my channel at least. Some of these other channels they can, but my channel, I know what kind of shit they have. I know how my channel's being shadow banned, and yeah, nah. I'd rather have a title and have it be clickbait and you watch and learn something than me put a general title up there and that shit not even hit your notifications. And then you'll be scrolling through my channel in 3 or 4 weeks from now. You'll be like, I didn't know Dwann interviewed Reza. Yeah. Mm. So I had to do what I had to do to get it out there to you guys so you guys can get the notification. But you see what that is. And having celebrities, we're in a new age right now. And I might pull some cards out on this tomorrow. We're in a different age right now, man. We're in a different age. And the people don't care as much about celebrity as they used to. Maybe they would say, you rarely see my notifications, but Reza's post. Yeah, see? You say you created a second account, SI's Black to get notifications? Yeah. Are you 24, 25? That's what's up. I like talking to people under 30. I really do, because our generation's older than y'all. We fucked y'all over with what y'all's left. Not necessarily me, because I'm only 13 years older, but you get what I'm saying. And then the people under 30, the media that y'all did get was fucking DJ academics and shit like that. And so y'all all fucked up. So I like when y'all around talk. I always got time for people under 30. I always got time for, especially if you're 20, 24, 25, I always got time for you. I always got time for the age group. Yeah, see, y'all saying y'all got the notification. See, yeah, YouTube sent the motherfucking notification now. If it was something about exposing reasons. See that? See how that works? Yeah, we all did have to unlearn at some point. If you were raised in the American education system, you had to unlearn. We all had to unlearn. Yeah, but that under 30 crowd, that was my age group when I worked with kids. Because I started working with kids when I was 14. It was funny too. When I first started working with kids, we had a reunion with my doctor that coordinated all that stuff about a year ago. And these niggas is like some of the kids that I work with when I first started doing this shit got like teenagers, and them niggas got like gray chin hairs. But when you start off at 14 and your first kids you're responsible for are 7 and 8. But when I started working full time and coaching basketball, working with the kids, I was like 28. So yeah, a lot of them kids at the time were like 15, 16. So now they like 30. The kids that I coached and everything. I appreciate that, Dexter. Yeah, play the haters against themselves. Yeah, I started working with kids when I was 14. Like my doctor, thing is, one of my heroes in life was my doctor, Dr. Lawrence Robinson, Los Angeles, California. He's one of my heroes. He became my doctor when I was 10. And I had real bad asthma back then. He helped me out with it and got the asthma up out of me. And to this day, Dr. Robinson is my hero. Hey, my doctor, Dr. Lawrence Robinson, he's my hero. So when I was 14, he had an asthma and allergy basketball camp. And basketball and education, taking kids who play basketball and teaching them kids who play basketball how to manage their asthma. And it was like where a lot of the best basketball players in the state came to. Nike sponsored it, and I was in it. Like some of the best basketball players in the state with asthma. We're not in the state, in the city. We're more in the city, not necessarily state. But Santa Barbara to like San Diego. And he started a camp for us to learn how to manage our asthma. Well, after the basketball camp was over, my doctor also had a free Saturday education. It's like for supplemental education for the kids in the community. And he did it out of King Drew Medical Center in Watts. We're talking 1995. This is way before gentrification. This was a year after Men's to Society. This was when LA was everything them gangster rap songs said it was. Not now. Not soft LA now. We're talking about real LA. When the Bloods and the Crips were still roaming the streets banging on colors. I would go down to Watts every Saturday all through high school. From 95, all through high school and my first couple years of college. Every Saturday, of course I wouldn't make it every Saturday. I would take, of course, some Saturdays I would make it. But generally 3 out of 4 Saturdays a month, when all through high school, I was a volunteer tutor because it's my doctor. My doctor's my fucking hero. Dr. Robinson, and he's still my hero. I took him to breakfast like about a month ago. He's getting older and frail now, you know? So now that he's getting older and frail, I meet up with him in Marina Del Rey. We go to breakfast like once every couple months, just to show I love him, you know? So since Dr. Robinson asked me to come, I went. And that's why I started. And my mom or my dad would drop me off every Saturday, King Drew Medical Center, 9 a.m. on Wilmington and Watts, and I would be a tutor for the younger kids, and he had like the age range was like 6 to like 12, and I was like 14, so I would tutor. So that's how I got my start working with kids. I did that all throughout high school, and then he would do a once a year camp, and I would be a camp counselor. And that's how I learned the John Coltrane thing that I told you guys about. Listening to Coltrane for the kids, give them about 15 minutes of Coltrane before a class, watch them. I learned all that stuff working with him. And then I started working with kids. I started working with kids at my last job, 2009. I started coaching basketball 2007. I started working with kids like for a job 2009. Appreciate that, Street Nasty Entertainment. So working with kids, and so I started working with kids, and I got that job. And working that job at Hathaway Sycamores, Google or go to ChatGPT if you have time and say, okay, what is the area? Type in Spa 6 Los Angeles. Give a map of Spa 6 Los Angeles, California. Hell, I'm on my computer right now. I'll show you. And this is the area that I worked for years, for well over a decade. I will work with kids Monday through Friday, and let me see. I will work with kids Monday through Friday, and then Saturday and Sunday coach basketball. So for about 10 or 15 years, 7 days a week of my life was consumed with children. I would use my vacation time at work from like 2011 to like 16. I didn't take any personal vacations. If I took time off work, it was to either do a comedy show on the road or to take my kids in the summertime. Basketball tournaments, Vegas, the Fab 48, the Pangos. If you know basketball, you know I ain't lying. I know what the fuck I'm talking about if you know the names. The Vegas Fab 48. We would do it would be a tournament every year in Denver, another one up there in Oregon, where we take all the kids to the Beaverton or Nike factory. So yeah, my life was consumed with that, man. And it's that experience that goes into what I do and how I talk. And that's why no fucking celebrity can stop me or somebody like Reza. Because when your background is elbows deep in the streets, not talking about it, but being about it, then yeah, you don't have time for some fucking celebrity that's gonna come around. Here it is right here. This was my area working in LA for years. This the map. Y'all see that? Y'all see this? This was my zone working with children. Compton, Watts, the Jungles right here, downtown, Willowbrook, Normandy. You see that? You see that? And I worked this area before gentrification. A lot of this area over here is getting gentrified now. But I worked this whole area before gentrification. Crenshaw District, 60s hood, the Jungles, the A-Trays, goddammit, the Pyrus, the Watts, Compton. So those are the streets I work 5 days a week, nigga. Now, gas wasn't cheaper back then. Gas was about where it is right now. It's LA. Back then, I drove a Tahoe. So right now, I drive a Honda Accord. So gas was more expensive back then. Now, I had some cases in Huntington Park. That wasn't my area. But I had some cases in there. Hey, Preacher John, if you think that's logic, you don't understand logic. Or you don't understand the definition of a tether. Either way it go, you're confused, brother. Yeah, I had a Tahoe back then. But the crazy part about it was when I got that job, my previous job was working in banking, and I had, I had a economic fall off when that economic crash, when that housing market crashed. So when I first started that job, I still drove my Audi A6. It's 2009, and I got a 2007 $60,000 Audi A6 pulling up to the Imperial Courts, all up in the jungles in a damn near brand new Audi A6. And I was like, yeah, nah. I got rid of that and ended up getting a Tahoe. Yeah. Yeah, no, I got that Tahoe. But that Tahoe, I kept getting pulled over too much in. When we were in South Central, the police pull you over. When I was in my Audi, police never pulled me over in the Audi. So I ended up getting rid of that Tahoe and that's when I got my Honda Accord. Just start blending in. But that, yeah, so, but yeah, you kind of saw straight up get D-Boy trucks back in the day. And when I first got it, I had 22s on it too. Pulled over all the fucking time. Yeah, my car in the shop now. They got me in one of these. This is my rental I'm in right now. They got me in a rental right here. I'm in some fucking Mitsubishi truck. And they got me this is my rental. Like until my car get out the shop. Yeah. Yeah, they ain't pulling me over in that. I thought Mitsubishi made TVs. I ain't never thought I'd be driving no goddamn Mitsubishi, but shit, I'm only gonna have that shit for a couple weeks. But it was dope talking to Reza, man. Reza's a real one. He's a real one. And, he follows the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and Minister Farrakhan. And I'm not a Muslim, never will be, but I respect what they do. I've always respected the Nation of Islam. Do they have their problems? Yeah, everything has their problems. I respect Masons, but they got their problems. I respect Christians. Today's Easter. Salute to the Christians out there. But they definitely got their problems. But I like the Nation of Islam. I like what they do. I respect what they do. I've seen them clean a lot of brothers up. The Nation of Islam, their record cleaning brothers up is impeccable as far as what I've seen around where I live. They have a very impeccable record cleaning people up, so I can't do nothing but respect. And I got nothing. And I stopped watching DJ Vlad because of his stance on Elijah Muhammad. I mean, his stance on Farrakhan. I'm sorry. I saw his shot at Farrakhan as a shot at all black people. So you got to understand what happened to Brother Malcolm. We always got to go to the usual suspects. It was the government that killed Malcolm. Now, it was the people in the nation that assisted, of course. When you're dealing with this country, like just like it was the city of LA, in my opinion, that killed Nipsey. Now it was some 60s that carried it out. But go back to what Dick Gregory talked about on our brother Ronald Hurd's channel. When you go read Malcolm X's assassination, The bullets that killed him came from the top down. That means they had people there. They had rented the Hoover's people had rented out the Audubon Ballroom 2 weeks before Malcolm was to be there, and did some stuff up in the rafters, according to Dick Gregory. And the shot that killed Mr. X was from the top down. That's who did it. Look, let me tell you something. A lot of people in the nation, a lot of people in these gangs, a lot of people in these orders, they got dirt. Some people had hard lives, and they got something. The government got something on them. What are they gonna do if they got something on you? You're already on probation. You're already on parole. It was something that you did 10 years ago that you're on probation for still, and they say do X, Y, Z. What you gonna do? Say no? We got to be logical when it comes to this stuff. We got to be logical. We got to be logical. This is what it is. And if they decide to call your car somebody that got compromised, then that's what it's going to be. I look at the person that paid for the hit, not the hit man. That's just my point of view. You guys can do whatever, you guys can see it however you want to see it. But the way my brain works is I focus on who the hitman, who paid the hitman, not the hitman. Because who paid the hitman is a problem. Because if this particular person didn't take the job, the person would have found somebody else. The problem is the person that's paying the hitman. Because there's millions of people out here. We got 7 billion people on Earth, man. There's millions of people in the city of LA. If 10 won't, 1 will. Big Bang take Little Bang, baby. Them games, remember them games we played at elementary school? Big Bang take Little Bang? Press the number 1 if you pay Big Bang take Little Bang at elementary school. I bet you I got more money than you got. No, you don't. Well, let's play Big Bang take Little Bang. We was playing the games at elementary school. Big Bang take Little Bang don't stop. That's not just a game, it's the game of life. What's up, AW1? He said, that's what I said, that's way to get robbed. So, again, were those Nation of Islam dudes that were part of it? Yeah. But I'm not going to indict the whole Nation of Islam on that. What's up? I'm not going to indict the whole organization because of that. Like, you know what I mean? So that's my point of view on it. So again, I used to feel that way about. I mean, I never get into think about no nation because of what they did to X. But once I learned better, I thought different. Once I realized, oh, it was government hands at play. Oh, okay, that's all I need to know. Same thing with Dr. King. Hell, same thing with these smash and grabs. I I don't never judge those kids, even though I would never be one of them. Even when I was that age, I ain't gonna be doing no dumb shit like those smash and grabs. But you find out that a lot of these smash and grabs, there are people paying these kids to do it. It's like you got these Armenian and these Asian folks. They go to somebody in the hood, hey, here's $5 grand. Go do here's $3 grand. Go get a bunch of kids to do a smash and grab and bring all the iPhones back. They can keep 1 or 2 for themselves. But bring the rest of those iPhones and stuff back to this place and we'll pay you. So as long as there's people out there who run these bootleg swap meet shops that are paying kids to do smash and grabs, they're going to be smash and grabs. Them kids aren't getting clothes for themselves. They're taking them clothes and they're selling them. Same thing with this whole catalytic converter theft ring. Here in LA, a few years ago, they arrested one of the high-level people for the catalytic converter thing. The person that was paying for like those catalytic converters to get stolen. Catalytic converter theft dropped like 80% right after that one dude got arrested. You're right, they do smash and grabs for insurance too. Yeah, a lot of these companies have their own goddamn, they coordinate their own goddamn smash and grab for the insurance, right? Somebody said as long as the kids don't have a moral compass. David, let me tell you something. Go look up the needs pyramid. It ain't about no damn moral. It's about the moral compass, but some people are fucking hungry. And when you're hungry, morality goes out the window. That's a law of nature. That's just nature. We're still animals. We're still animal. We're still part of nature. Okay? I worked with kids. That's something I like. I saw people talking all kind of stuff from their high horse. Those years I was working in South Central with them kids, I had kids that was 7 and 8 years old, and their mom made them pay to drive them to school. For 7, 8 years old, had to pay gas money to get to school. No, David, most of the world does still. The fuck you talking about? That's why you spelled it wrong twice. Because you know what the fuck you talking about. Yes, most of the world does steal. It's a thieving ass world. What the fuck is you talking about? Most of the countries people live in was stolen from somebody goddamn else. Yes, stealing is very common in the world. Nigga, do you live in a bubble? Nigga, do you live under the sea? Is this Sebastian from Little Mermaid I'm talking to? What the fuck world do you live in? Especially if it's in the United States of America. As above, so below. This country, the United States of America is a fucking scam. So, again, you got people on their high horse that don't know the fuck they talking about. So back to what I was saying about the kids I was working with, because I used to be one of them high horse niggas too. I was raised in the hood and I don't steal. And then I got to spend some time around those who do. And I got to see them at 5, 6, 7, 8 years old. And I got to ask myself, can I say I would have made a different decision given what they're faced with? Yeah, if you lived in a poor country, they didn't steal because there was nothing to steal, you dumb fuck. So I lived in a poor country. Yeah, everybody's poor. The United States isn't. So when you live in a wealthy nation, not rich, wealthy nation where abundance and opulence is all around, and you work and you can't afford none of it. The nigga said I lived in a poor country. Yeah, nigga, everybody within 10 miles of you was poor, nigga. So what was they gonna steal? I'ma steal that hyena he just killed. Ooh, when he killed that hyena, I'ma steal a hyena and cut his nuts off. The fuck is you gonna steal, nigga? You in a poor country. Fuck out of here. It's a different dynamic. So back to what we talked about. Yes, I am dangerous. I'm very dangerous, David. So get the fuck out of here if you don't like it. Pussy. So back to what we talking about. So going back to this kid I work with, he had his mom, he was 8 years old, would charge him gas money to go to school. And it was either that or he had to walk through 2 different hoods to get to school. And there was a 50-50 chance. And this child was 8 years old and he had to buy his own underwear, buy his own socks. So what this kid did do to work was he sold candy. And those of you who are here regularly, y'all heard the story. He sold candy. And if you ever walk down Hollywood Boulevard, Venice Beach, he was this man in his van. He would take the kids out to the tourist areas and they would sell candy. You know, not overpriced candy. It'd be like a pack of Reese's that you can get from the 99-cent store for $1. They would sell it for 10. And these kids would work. The van would always get there after school at about 3:30. These kids would generally get home about 9, sometimes 10. And they may have made $20 for the day. Dude wouldn't pay them shit either. They'll be out there from like 4 to 10, and they probably made $30, $40 for the time. Because I think he paid them like hourly. And the dude got the rest of the money. And so when I saw this, but that's why he had 8-year-olds. By the time the kids got to 9, 10, 11, they figured out the game. But how else was they going? And they were selling their own candy. But how else was they going to get out there? He was their ride. And they couldn't sell candy in the hood. Going back to that dummy that was in the chat earlier talking something. I lived in a poor country. These kids didn't sell candy in the poor neighborhood. They went to the other side of town. They went to the tourist area to sell candy. So that's why they had to work with this guy. So these kids are probably made sometimes $50 for I said a day. No, scratch that. These kids will probably have $50 for the week. And they would go sell candy 3 to 4 days a week and be gone from like 3:30 and come back home at 10. And they probably make $50 for the week. So one day I had to sit down and ask myself a question. This kid's doing this at 8 years old, 9 years old, 10. If this same kid that's now he's 10, he's been hustling for 3 years now. While the rest of us are going to Magic Mountain, Disneyland, the arcade, roller skating, this kid's been working for 3 years now. If this same kid gets approached with an opportunity, you already got to be bold than a motherfucker to be 8 years old on dirty, nasty, ratchet-ass Hollywood Boulevard. I don't know if you've ever seen Hollywood Boulevard, but it's ratchet, it's dirty, it's hood, it's rat-infested, it's nasty. So if you 8, 9 years old and you're strong enough and courageous enough to be away from your home selling candy at that time, you probably have a higher level of courage than most chill people your age. So if you get told, okay, you can break in these cars, I'm gonna show you how to break in these cars, and you can steal these radios, or you can go do smash and grab, go get 10 of your friends, run inside that Apple store and steal these phones, and I'm gonna pay you $300, $400, and you get to keep one or two of the iPhones, be very honest about what that kid is most likely to do. Just be honest. Someone like me, I'm gonna probably keep selling the candy because I learned from the people around me. I understand that fast money ain't good money. But I was also raised with a great father that taught me all money ain't good money. But I was also raised with a father that never made me fucking go work at 8 years old to pay him gas money to take me to school either. I understand that I've been given and blessed a lot. And that plays into my decision making. I have a very wise father. And having a wise father to always give me wisdom, I'm working with a different bag than one of them other kids. This is some good shit right here. This is some good shit. You see my aerator? Black-owned winery in Napa, California, Brown Winery. No relation. But I had to sit back and ask myself, if this was the bag that I was given, and I got a mom that don't give, I got a dad that's not around, and a mom that is too busy watching Maury, who's the father, and don't give a shit that I'm out till 10 o'clock at night on dusty, dirty-ass Hollywood Boulevard selling candy. What decision am I likely to make? And that's what made me rethink the whole judgment thing and saying, people are immoral. There's no such thing as morality when you're hungry. Mind you, the same kid that I'm talking about, the story I told earlier when I was live with Reza, it was about that same kid that I'm talking about that his mom made him. This same kid, about a year or so later, he got cool with dudes in the streets. Now he's about to get in the streets. And it's not that he's going to the streets to be evil. He's going to the streets to get love because he's not getting that love at home. His mom was watching, smoking cigarettes, watching Maury all day in the news. She'll chips in the refrigerator and water and maybe some, great value fruit punch. And that's all the kid had. So now he's starting to get new friends, and then one of his homeboys, big brother, they accept him in. They bring him into the circle. His friend's big brother. Now he's around one of the more known gangs in LA. I'm not gonna mention the name of the gang. But he's over there off of if you know LA, this kid is over there off of like Broadway, Main Street and like 83rd Main. So y'all know what I'm talking about when I say 83rd Main Street. And so he's now in the streets. But he's getting more love in the streets than he is at home. How can I tell this kid? How can I tell this kid to not go around his homies when me as a worker, I can't raise him. He can't live with me. And his mom don't give two shits where he is. As a human being, where are you most likely to go? You're going to go to where you're getting the love and attention. Attention is an innate human desire. I just deal with things as they are, not as they want them to be, you know? Not as I want them to be. So this kid now is in this environment. Now he's starting to steal. But he's still a fucking young dumbass. So what does he do? This little nigga stole somebody's gun. Now, one of the other OGs from that, whatever that was, got in contact with the kid. The kid was missing for like 3 or 4 days. We couldn't find him. He was on the run. He was scared, and he didn't want to go to his mom's. And he wanted to give it back. He was gonna get a gun back, but the dude he stole it from is looking for him. The dude he stole it from don't give a fuck that he's now he's 10. No, at this time he's 11. The dude don't want to get a gun. I mean, he wants to get a gun back, but the dude don't care to see. So he looking for him. So ring, 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 call Dwann. Because part of my job was connecting family with resources. So I had to be the one to find a hotel for this family. And my company, we paid for like 2 weeks in a hotel stay just until things died down. So I had to find a hotel. I found the hotel. Not only did I have to find the hotel, I had to drive over there. And this is back when I had my Tahoe. I got a Chevy Tahoe. I took the rims off of it by then. But it's very identifiable. And I had to help the kid pack and take him to the hotel on the other side of town. So now I'm sitting here off Main Street at 82nd, 83rd, and it could be a drive-by at any moment. I'm going in here, moving this kid to a hotel and his family and his mom. Because the mom went too, because the mom had to go too. So mom moving slow, still smoking cigarettes. This was like some Bebe's kid situation. So I take the kid, drop him off at the hotel. We're talking like, this is like a Friday, right? Mondays, I would host sometimes at the Comedy Union. If you know LA, the Comedy Union's off Pico and La Brea. That's where my comedy career got started, when I did comedy full time. That's where I met Big John, Teddy Ray, and everybody else. That's all of us that you guys on the internet out there, y'all think we all separate, but it's a very small world. Very small world. In that world, London Brown, all those people, Daphne, that are like real famous now all across the internet, all across TV. We all started comedy together at the Comedy Union, and I ended up becoming the host of that night. I ended up becoming the host for that night. And so I'm on the way to go host a comedy show, right? I'm on the way to go host. I get a call. I would always get, the show started at 9. I would always get to the comedy club at 8. So I'm on the way to the comedy club to get there at 8. I get a call from this kid. I'm like, why is he calling me? I just saw him on Friday. Why is he calling me on Monday? I never like answer my phone after work hours, but something told me to answer my phone this time, and I did. And it's that same kid. He said, Dwann, I'm hungry. Can you get me some food? I'm like, aren't you there with your mother? He was like, yeah, but she ran out of money. She don't have any more money. I haven't eaten. I was like, when's the last time you ate? He said, when you dropped us off. I dropped him off on Friday. So I'm going down La Brea, going up to right where Washington. I put them in. Luckily, I put them in a hotel on that same side of town. The motel that they were in was like off like La Brea and Washington. And if you know LA at the time, I had to get to the Comedy Union. I had to go up La Brea. And he literally called me as I'm literally about a half a mile from where they are. But I gotta go make people laugh. In an hour from now, I'm the host. I'm the first person up. So I have to be funny. I gotta be engaging. The energy of a show is dependent upon me as a host. So I'm like, damn. So thank God it was a Little Caesars that was like 2 miles away. So I had to cut, go to Little Caesars, and I got like 3 or 4 of them $5 hot and ready pizzas. And I took it back to their house. Not house, their hotel. So I had to, but think about this. I'm on a way to make people laugh, y'all. Y'all don't understand how hard it is to make people laugh. People come to comedy clubs just to judge you and be like, you're not funny. So your energy got to be on a certain level to make people laugh. I just had to literally stop what I'm doing to feed a starving child out of my own pocket, not my job's money. And then to get back to the hotel, and I saw the kid hadn't eaten. He looked like he hadn't eaten. And that fuck with your head. That fucks with your head, yo. Now, calm down. The detour, even though Little Caesars wasn't too far, I had to wait. That cost me 40 minutes. So now I pull up to the comedy club and I don't have that normal hour to clear my head out, because not only do I host a show, I got to choose what order the comics are going to go in. That's why if y'all ever been to the Hidden History Museum show, press number 1 if you ever been to the Hidden History Museum show. You see how funny those shows are. Every single show that I host there is funny. And I don't even do comedy full-time no more. But I know what the fuck I'm doing. So I had to organize the comics and go on stage and somehow make these niggas laugh on a Monday night. You know how hard it is to make people laugh on a fucking Monday? So that's how I got my comedy chops up. Having to literally go from an ultra heartbreaking moment to 20 minutes later, the lights are on. We gotta go to work, yo. Nigga ain't, the crowd don't give a fuck what I just went through, nigga. I did 2 comedy shows 3 hours after holding my grandmother's hand when she died. Y'all know that? I was with my grandmother when she died. And I was only doing comedy for a year at that time. And I had 2 shows that night, one at the J Spot, one at the Comedy Union. But you got to check in, nigga. Ain't no excuses. It ain't no, oh, my grandmama just died. The crowd gonna be like, nigga, then why the fuck did you come? I couldn't get on stage and be like, yo, man, I just had this, because I got here late. I had to get this kid his pizza. Now, I did talk about it, but I made it funny. I changed it up and I got on stage, because what makes you cry makes you laugh too. I got on stage and I flipped the joke into something. I forgot what I said, but it was something like, I thought I was dating this chick. I was fucking with this chick, and I had to come get some hot ready pizza. I I forgot how I flipped it, but I improv'd it, and I just flipped it into this worthless chick I was fucking with that made me bring some hot and ready pizzas for her nasty ass kids. I just flipped it into like something totally different. I used the nucleus of the situation, but changed the story completely, and just did what I did. Yeah, Street Nasty. Yeah, me and Nina Boy grandmother. Yeah, me and him got the same grandmother. His mother's my aunt. My first, yeah, Nina Boy is my first cousin. Yeah, same grandmother. Yeah, and he know how close I was. The whole family was not so much Nina Boy, but the whole family. But they would all call me. I was my grandmama's favorite. If I'm gonna tell the whole truth, I was my grandmama's favorite. I ain't gonna lie. Yeah. I was my grandmother's favorite. We was hella close. Nah, B. Amos, I haven't seen that kid recently. As a matter of fact, I forgot that story. I'm just now recalling it because I guess it's for me to talk about it. But like, no, I told you when I left that job, I forgot that job, and that memory was wiped out of my brain until I just told it to y'all just now. I forgot that whole story. I forgot the whole story because, yeah. Thank God. Thankfully, thank God that I forgot most of that last job. I don't have a memory of it. I couldn't tell you that kid's name. I remember his face, but I couldn't even tell you his name. Appreciate the cash app, Sonia. But no, I haven't seen that kid. I haven't seen most of my kids, and I have one that I kept in contact with. Well, a couple. A couple of them found me on Facebook. I saw one of my kids I used to work with. He's now a photographer, and I be seeing him everywhere. I be actually seeing him when I'm out now taking pictures. I be like, damn, it's just so dope seeing him out doing what he do. I've also seen other kids on the evening news murdered. You win some, you lose some. Yeah. Third eye. Come on, Royers. Yeah, that's what it is, though, you know? But that's my offline, non-entertainment life that is really my motivating energy for coming online and teaching history. Everything I do right now with y'all, I did with the kids that I work with. You heard that, Royers? Everything I did when I was working with them kids. I would like I felt that I had to be informed because I saw that working with children. I saw that when you raise self-esteem, you can raise self-esteem through raising group esteem. And if I can get you proud of who you are as a black man, as a black girl, as a black boy, I can tell you it's your responsibility to be good at math because you created it. It's your responsibility. When I would tell these kids about Benjamin Banneker and Booker T. Washington and Louis Armstrong, and I would see these babies light up. And I created a whole program on flipping behavior just through raising esteem. That's how I attack bad behavior at school and at home. Because all bad behavior is an unmet need. That's all bad behavior is with a child. Bad behavior is an unmet need. You find the unmet need between the child and the parent, or in the child and the environment. You find the unmet need, and then you got to give them a motivate. If that child feels like they ain't worthless, if they feel like they ain't worth nothing, no matter what you tell them, they're not gonna fucking do it. But if you can instill worth, pride into a child, will you instill esteem? Through instilling worth, pride, and esteem into a child, you now give them a motivating reason as to why they should do better. You can't just say do better, get good grades. I'm so tired of hearing that shit. People like, I gave my kid all the toys they wanted. I gave them all the shoes they wanted, and they don't listen to me. Well, nigga, because you ain't giving them what they need, nigga. That's why. Kid don't need no fucking Jordans. They need you, nigga. And so I would see this, and so I would learn this stuff. And then when it came to the music stuff with my kids, when I had my older kids, like my teenagers, I would just sit back and get into who they were listening to. And I would listen. I would always listen to my kids' music before I teach them about my music. I would always open my heart up and open my mind up to what they was into first. That's something else for you parents out there and adults. Don't just come in telling the kids what they need to do and what they need to listen to. They ain't gonna listen to a motherfucking thing you gotta say, nigga. You need to understand them. And some of the shit that they would play, like, I remember one of my kids I work with, he stayed off of Hyde Park and Van Ness. If you know, you know. The hood that just got indicted because of the that's been on the Adam 22 show, that neighborhood. This kid, he's the one that got like he loved Kevin Gates. This kid right here at school, when the teacher, he was a big kid too, so when the teachers didn't listen to him, he would knock over bookshelves, file cabinets, flip tables. He would go off. He bit teachers. He socked a couple teachers. But that little boy was my nigga. He didn't so much, his mom wasn't shit. His mom had did some shit because his mom, he was the child that his mom didn't want to have, liked his brother more. And she showed it. And even one time we were in a family session and she was like, she's like, that's why I don't fuck with you, little nigga. This the mom said. I'm in session. The mom was like, you see, that's why I'm gonna send your little bitch ass back to foster care, because I don't fuck with you, you little nigga. And that's what the mom said in front of me. So imagine what that boy got when I wasn't around. But me and him, that was my nigga. So he got me into Kevin Gates. This is when Kevin Gates was new. Every time I see Kevin Gates, I think about this particular kid. And I thought every single fucking song was trash. But I held my tongue. I didn't tell him that. I was like, in my head, I'm thinking, what the fuck am I listening to? But I let that boy play Kevin Gates for me for a few weeks. And how I got in with him with music, I played some DJ Quick, Rhythmalism. And I played some Mossberg. And when you heard Mossberg's verse on, I played this song for him right here. Let me see. This song right here. I played this song for him, right? Let me see, quick. Let me see here. I played this. This quick. I don't want to get a strike. Y'all know this? And I played this for him. And he was like, yo, what the fuck is that? I was like, that's DJ Quick. And then when Mossberg's part came up, he fell in love with Mossberg. And then he was like, what happened to him? I was like, Mossberg died on the 4th of July. He got in a home invasion on the 4th of July. He was like, what? And he was like, so y'all really was doing street stuff back then too, like with Kevin Gates. I was like, I said, yeah, it was a little more real back in my day than it is for this Kevin Gates shit. But yeah, but that just opened his eyes up like, yo, it's more good music out there. And then from DJ Quick, I got the boy into Funkadelic because he heard some of them Funkadelic beats. That's how I got him into Funkadelic. I got him into Slave. I got him into Graham Central Station and Sly and the Family Stone through first listening to Kevin Gates for about 2 weeks. And so that's how, and so I realized that real quick. Somebody said DJ Quick is not a genius. And your mama's pussy don't smell good either. All right? There's a lot of things that's not true. So back to what we're talking about. So I said that to say, I just said that to say, as a people, we got to, we got to open up to the kids, man. Like we really do. We gotta listen to them. We gotta love them. We can't call them crazy. But like I said, that's the but that kid was considered crazy and everything. But I wonder how he's doing now. Sony, that wasn't you I was talking to. I was talking to that other person. You weren't, Sony, I wasn't responding to you. I was responding to the other person. I didn't even see what you wrote, Sony. That wasn't to you. Yeah, I hope that kid's doing all right too, because he had a beautiful heart. I ended up talking to him like a couple years later. He went back into, he had to end up going back into foster care. And he was a lot, and as soon as he went to foster care, his mom moved to fucking like Houston. Like, damn. You couldn't even move to Riverside? She packed, his mom, the minute he got women into foster care, his mom packed up and moved to Houston. I was like, damn. He said, when's the next time you in New York? We can meet up. Why would I want to meet up with a musty ass nigga if I go to New York? Why the fuck would I want that? Get your sissy ass down, nigga. Yeah, I think he sounded like he had good foster parents. He sounded like he had good foster parents. So, back to what we talking about. Nigga, the only thing you slapping is your meat when you go to bed tonight, nigga. And just make sure you turn me off when you do it. Go watch some other nigga online when you're slapping your meat, nigga. Don't look at me. You're probably doing that right now. Just make sure that you change this stream and go ahead and hit on the trans button on Pornhub and then do your thing, homie. Appreciate that, Sony. So we was so like, but again, I don't know. I guess I'm just saying that say because like that was a great build with me and Reza earlier. I'm so proud to see how 100 that brother is. You know what I mean? And yeah, them all the people that was talking all kind of shit, not only about the jab, but also that court case that Reza had. And when he showed up, it was dismissed. And none of those people came in afterwards and said anything, no apologies, no nothing. You can say he's a freak off janitor. That's funny. Yeah. Y'all niggas are stupid. This nigga woke up angry and said, I'm gonna go in the chat room angry. Angry, send. This nigga FU2 said, I'm gonna have an angry ass screen name and I'm gonna go into the chat room and just be angry. Angry, send. Give me some attention, send. I need help, send. Look at me, send. If you don't go around, nigga, and get the fuck on out of here. This nigga suggested video next is gonna be cats scratching their nuts videos. Ooh, look at that crash. Ooh, that cat has scratched his nuts real good. Do cats have nuts? I've never seen a pair of cat nuts. I don't like cats. I don't have a cat, so I don't know. My dog Rocky be scratching his nuts like for real. That nigga go looking for YouTube videos of cat nut scratching. Fucking weirdo. I know they have nuts. I've never seen a pair of cat nuts. So I'm just thinking about it. Like, I ain't never seen a pair of cat nuts. Yeah, back in the 80s, people didn't walk yip dogs, but back in the 80s, insurance didn't charge you a motherfucking arm and a leg to have a real ass dog. Do you know when you have an apartment, do you understand here in LA, the property insurance when you have pit bulls? The property insurance here in California says like, yeah, we're not going to insure your shit if you have a pit bull. I had a pit at one point. I had to get my pit up. I had a pit for like a week. That shit hurt too. Because in a week, you grow to love your dog. Name was Onyx. I had to give Onyx up a week after I got her. Because my property insurance on the apartment was just going to be too crazy. In California, they're not fucking insuring certain things. So yeah, you got to get yourself a little yip dog if you want a dog. It's certain is pits, it's rock rollers. It's basically any dog over the insurance out here. Basically any dog over 30 pounds. They're not necessarily guaranteeing they're going to insure the liability if you want dog coverage is fucking crazy. It's crazy out here. Oh, Jay Jimerson, you in town? I'm probably gonna go out to Corey's show tomorrow. Corey Holcomb, he got a show out at Flappers up in Burbank. I might pull up there. I might. It depends on my schedule. Yeah, I had a decision to make. Do I want a pit bull? Do I want my pit and have the property insurance on an apartment building go through crazy, or do I want to just go ahead and get my little Frenchie and be good? I chose my little Frenchie, and I love my little nigga. Now, the Hidden History Museum is a beautiful place. Now, I didn't see Sinners yet. I plan on seeing it this week. I'm going to let y'all know whenever we do another Hidden History show. The comedy shows at the Hidden History Museum are fun. And it's a dope museum. Like, I look at people talking about the museum, like, anybody who talks about the museum, I know everybody talks bad about the museum, and you know, like, it's more information in that Hidden History Museum than half these museums in LA. Back in my wife used to, when we first were dating, she used to take me to all these museums. These museums out here be the size of a fucking closet. And it should be like $15 to get in. You walk in, you go down this way, you go down that way, museum tour over. Like, what the fuck? The Hidden History Museum is legit. Yeah. Oh yeah, the African American Museum in LA ain't shit. It's just this big ass hall. We had our high school reunion there. And that museum ain't shit. But they throw events there all the time. All the time. Comedy shows too. We had our 20-year high school reunion at the African American Museum. And then people talking to about throwing a comedy show at the Hidden History Museum. Every fucking museum throws shows. Like, what are you talking about? I've never been to a museum that didn't throw some kind of a show. That's how they keep their doors open. Appreciate that, Shirley. Yeah, the African American Museum in LA is trash. They remodeled that motherfucker. I went up in there and it was just, this is it? It's a relic. Yeah, we do need an R&B museum. Most of these museums out here be trash. The MLK Museum in Atlanta is cool too. I've been to that one. Oh, they got Sis Art, Biz Martie. The broad is good. I got to go up to the Hamer Museum sometime in the next couple of weeks. They have an exhibit on Alice Coltrane that leaves the first week of May. So I'll be going to the Hamer Museum sometime either this week or next week. I got to see the Alice Coltrane exhibit. Yeah, man, but I'm looking at drop downs. I got people commenting on my video with Reza. Man, this is a clickbait title. Nigga, let me tell you something. If you mad at my title I put up a Reza and you came in looking for gossip, that's on you, motherfucker. Shit, watch. Oh, that'd be fun doing the Soul Train Awards. I'll host the YouTube Soul Train, yeah. Yeah, I wanna let me see. Yeah, I went to the opening of the Alex Coltrane Museum, but it was sold out. I got this too late. That shit was goddamn a line around the corner. They're like, yeah, no more people. We're like, god damn. You did your mom dance on Soul Train? That's what's up. Now, I'm not going to see Parliament Ventura, but I think I'm going to go see them here when they're in downtown L.A. on the 1st. I want to go see Patrice Rushdin at the Walt Disney Hall, too. I'm going to see. But Patrice Rushdin, she's at the Walt Disney Hall, and Parliament's at the Novo on the 1st. Oh, yeah, I love L.A. It's my city. I was thinking about going to the Laugh Factory tonight to hang out, but I was like, no, I'm going to talk to you niggas instead. It was either talk to y'all here live or go to the Laugh Factory. The show ends in about an hour. I still couldn't make it up there, but I ain't going there. I ain't going there. I'm definitely going to go see Q's 40th anniversary tour. And I hate going to concerts at Staples Center because it's so big. I don't like the sound at Staples Center, but it's Q, man. He's my favorite rapper of all time. Nigga said old New York rappers lose all their teeth. Yeah, I'm gonna go see. I gotta go see that Alex Coltrane exhibit. Maybe this week. Let me see the last day of that. What was the last day of this museum? Oh, it goes through May 4th. So I mean it goes through next Saturday. Okay, so I'm gonna have to go this week then. I don't wanna even wait till next week. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go this week. I don't know when my book is dropping. I'm still writing it, man. I'm on chapter 7 right now. I got like 6 more chapters to. I got like 6 or 7 more chapters to go. So I'm kind of like pumping through it right now. Yeah. But I'm about to get up out of here, y'all. It's time for me to have my own personal music sound bath. Actually, but before I get out of here, I can talk to y'all while I gotta roll one more blunt because I gotta roll one more for the road. When it's time to lose. Oh shit. So My book is on the recorded the last 100 years of Black American music, starting in the 1600s through now. A lot of stuff that I talk about, I'm just putting a lot of stuff that I talk about into a book format. But I'm really focusing on the last 100 years of recorded Black American music. That's the primary focus of the book, with backstory. I like mixing my weed. But that's gonna be the topic of the book. He said best debut album. For me, it's a toss-up between America's Most Wanted and Illmatic. And Outkast. But I can't say I was surprised. But at the same time, America's Most Wanted, I can't say I was surprised. Because I like Ice Cube was my favorite person in NWA. I didn't know who the fuck Nasty Nas was when Illmatic dropped. But after the drop, I most certainly knew who he was. I don't play that regional shit. I play good music, bad music. Cube is my all-time favorite. So America's Most Wanted is my favorite, but Illmatic. I like America's Most Wanted and Illmatic equally. But my favorite Ice Cube album is actually Death Certificate. That's my favorite Ice Cube album is Death Certificate. Well, I can't sit here and act like I didn't know Cube was going to deliver. You got to realize, when America's Most Wanted dropped, I was what, 9? So it's not like I had any expectations. I was like 9 when that shit dropped. I just liked Ice Cube. That's all I knew. My uncle used to play Ice Cube a lot. My brother used to play Ice Cube. And I liked Ice Cube. I can't sit here and say I was surprised or not surprised because I was too young to be either. But my favorite Ice Cube album is, I like them all, but my favorite is Death Certificate. Because Death Certificate was my childhood, caught up, encapsulated in an album. Everything that I saw. Like if you go back and listen to Death Certificate, growing up in the Crenshaw district and over off Slauson and Broadway, everything that was talked about in Death Certificate was what I was seeing. So as a child, Death Certificate put my immediate environment in perspective. But so did America's Most Wanted and Predator and Lethal Injection. But specifically Death Certificate, because Death Certificate shows you what was going on in LA before the riots. If you listen to Death Certificate, if you want to understand the LA riots, listen to Death Certificate from top to bottom. Especially Black Korea, Summer Vacation, I Want to Kill Sam. Death Certificate was a prophecy. That's what Death Certificate was. It was a prophecy. But when I listened to Illmatic, even though I'm not from New York, it still sounded like a familiar story. And again, that's why I don't play regional beefs and regional differences. Just because somebody's talking about the Queensbridge projects, the way Nas wrote about the Queensbridge projects, I didn't live in the projects. I lived in a house with a nice big ass backyard that my dad and my mom used to let me dig holes in, and a dog named Rex. And I used to play basketball in the drums in my backyard. I had a beautiful childhood. But I was still in the hood, and the jungles was right down the street. And I had some apartments right across the street. So when in Illmatic, when he would talk about, when Nas would talk about the Marcy projects, that sounds like the apartments I lived that was right across the street from me. The Rodeo Lane apartments. That sounded like the jungles. And I was always in the jungles. So it's like when he talked about walking through the Marcy projects, not Jay-Z Marcy projects, Queensbridge. Jay-Z's Marcy. When he started talking about Queensbridge, that sounded a lot like the jungles to me. That sounded like walking through down Main Street and 56th. That's again, I don't play that regional shit. Like, if your music is good, it's good, and I can relate. The same thing with Outkast. When I heard them talking about two dope boys in a Cadillac, that sounded like my uncles. Like my uncle Mike. Sometimes my man Nina Boy, my cousin Nina Boy, remind me of my Uncle Mike. But when he talks about when that song Dope Boys in a Cadillac, that reminded me of being in my Uncle Mike's Cadillac. Like, when my dad first heard what was the other one, that song? Y'all know the song I'm talking about, their debut song. Players Ball and all that. Cadillac, there's a Southern playlist of Cadillac funky music. When my dad saw Cadillac funky music, we was like, shit. Man, Outkast, even though they were from Atlanta, when they talked about the shit that they saw in Atlanta, that reminded me of the shit that I saw in Leimert Park. The shit that I saw in the Crenshaw district. The shit that I saw east of the 110 freeway. Yeah, Funky Ride. FU2, you got a real hard on for Quick. That's how you know Quick is a motherfucking master genius. You keep bringing him up. You like that nigga so much, you go say, I hate him. Yeah, Quick is a play instruments, a sound engineer, and rap. You go, what? Yeah, Crumbling Herbs my shit. Quick is a motherfucking amazing. Yeah. That's a good point. FBA Journal, they bring up ghost writers, but not ghost producers. But I look at it like this, FBA Journal. Hip hop, in a lot of ways, the audience and also the artists, and I say this with respect, are the most oftentimes uneducated when it comes to how music is put together. When I hear people now, it's a two-pronged thing. The thing that makes hip hop rap unique is for somebody to write their own lyrics. That's the draw, because it's really rap is really just spoken word to a beat. So it's best in the perspective of what we consider a dope MC, somebody who writes their own lyrics. But in music overall, having someone write or ghostwrite lyrics, that's normal. It's every day in music. Same thing with production. Ghost production is very, 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 it's always been around. Like every time I talk to my father-in-law, he's ghost produced some things for Quincy Jones. He also has some other stuff that he did with Lionel Richie that some other people ghost produce. What's up? Huh? All for the dog? Yeah, my kids wanted to give it to me. Oh shit, okay, I'll take it. Like you gotta make the bowl, it's like a bowl. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Thanks. Oh shit, I'm about to drop this. I know, really. Oh, it's all good. Yeah, I'll take it because I got my hands full. I would have sat the phone down. Here we go. Oh, the kids want to. I appreciate that. Okay. Yeah. Catch you outside by dinner. For sure, it's all good. See, I got some nice neighbors. I got some nice neighbors that donated some shit for the dog. They like Rocky. Got a bowl. Okay. I'll take it. Look what they. So got some neighbors that they kids. Okay, got a little bowl rack. Okay, see, they talk shit about the hood, nigga. You get good neighbors down here in black neighborhoods. Walking out, coming to my garage, you gotta watch out though, because I'm peaceful. But this garage got crystals, and it also got pistols. So, I had to look up, I was about to grab my shit. Y'all see, I'm peace and love, goddammit. Y'all see, look. I got crystals. You see this Bukai night? But what's not on camera is my pistols. Well, that's dope. The neighbor's kids wanted to donate some dog stuff. See, this is what happens damn near at midnight in South Central LA. You got neighbors that want to donate shit for the dogs. What's up, Brooke? Brooke be out there holding it down for the 2025 reparations. Yeah. But yeah. I got crystals and I got pistols. Hell yeah. But I'm about to get up out of here because... Oh, and also check out my interview with Alonzo from the Worldwide Wrecking Crew. Check out my interview with Alonzo, the man who discovered Dr. Dre, Ice Cube, Yella, NWA. Check out my interview with him. Make sure y'all check out that interview. It was a really good interview I had with him. Very informative for those of you who want to really get into the history of West Coast hip hop. And what it does is, if you listen to that interview, it debunks what a lot of these lame ass New Yorkers be talking about. When I don't want to hear anything about hip hop before 1986. Nigga, we was hip hopping in LA in 1976, nigga. We just did it a different way. We didn't do it like y'all, because let me tell you something, New Yorkers, and I say this with all due respect, because they be like, no, son, you didn't do it like us. Let me tell you something. Not all of what y'all do, but to those of us who live in LA, a lot of you New Yorkers are fucking corny, okay? No disrespect, but it's some shit y'all do, like them Harlem niggas, certain shit y'all do that's super fly. But it's y'all also just y'all could be fly, but y'all could also be very corny to us too. So we not about to just do things because you guys are doing it. Like, New Yorkers got way too much dip on their chip. And I know a lot of y'all be thinking we in LA is corny. That's fine. We good with that. Because we gonna do what the fuck we do anyway. Whether you think it's corny or not. The same way y'all gonna do what y'all do anyway, whether we think it's corny or not. All I'm saying is, New Yorkers, don't be thinking that everybody's just following what you doing. No, you niggas gotta get on fucking trains to go places. Nigga, what? I ain't going down to no goddamn tunnel with 10,000 fucking rats. Get that corny shit out my face, nigga. I'm getting in my car. I'm opening my sunroof, and I'ma roll. And I need music to match that tempo. And loud ass music boom bapping that's made to cut sonically through a subway station, that shit ain't gonna fly out here, nigga. We need all this motherfucking sunshine, nigga, and good track and good open, nigga. What? We ain't listening to boom, pa, boom, pa, boom, pa, and then listen to some of them. Okay, we're gonna be like, all right. I've had enough. That's why we fuck with Nas. Whose world is this? That's some shit you can ride to. The world is yours. We can ride to that. We can ride to Illmatic. Whose world is this? We can ride to that. Nigga. But the rest of that shit, man, we can't ride to that shit, man. And people always say, you never been to New York? No, New York. No, nigga. Just understand, everybody don't feel the way about the bubble that y'all feel. I don't want to see all that loud ass shit y'all be boot bapping when I'm rolling down El Segundo, nigga. Fuck out of here. DwannBrown's right. These niggas be slow. But no, the LA hip hop scene grew in a way that it can grow in LA. LA shit grew for LA. Just like New York shit grew for New York. Just like when Atlanta came on the scene, they shit grew and came up the way their shit grew and came up. We don't do trap music in LA. We don't do screw in LA. We don't do drill in LA. That's not our environment. Drill is Chicago's environment. Screw is Houston's environment. Houston got its own scene. Everybody got their own scene. Everybody got their. Somebody said early LA was cross-dressers. Hold on. Can somebody put up a picture of Melly Mel and the Furious Five? You want to get into cross-dressers? Can somebody please put up a picture of Melly Mel looking like a beautiful woman with the nigga with his pressing curl and his chest out, nigga, and a vest on? Do you really want to go there, nigga? Y'all don't want it with me. See, you New York niggas used to being the loudest ones in the room and being the only one that's talking. Ain't none of you niggas as sharp as me. We can go there. This nigga, Melly Mel, look like a bad bitch.
And no disrespect, but this motherfucker had the hair all out, nigga. Like, this nigga is trying to look like a herbal essence hair care model. What the fuck? That's another thing with you New York niggas, like F you too, this dude in here. You niggas lose your composure, be getting all loud and shit. That ain't cool, nigga. Don't you get all loud for it? Losing your composure. Don't lose your goddamn composure when somebody talking about you. Keep it gentlemanly. Keep it gentlemanly. This nigga. And then New York talk all that shit, nigga. Y'all ass, nigga, New York. Hey, think about it. Y'all ass moment in the sun was Dipset. And them niggas is fighting each other. All to the back. Y'all last moment in the sun was Tekashi 6ix9ine. Oh, or Cardi B. Oh shit, the only thing you guys got to be proud of the last quarter century, nigga, is Cardi B and Tekashi 6ix9ine. God damn. Y'all got some internal issues. If y'all that hot, nigga, that's all y'all can give us in the last 10 years is Tekashi and Cardi. Hey, Drippy McFarlane, either you came in here late or you slow. I spent the whole goddamn show talking about how music shouldn't be regional, and I had some stupid ass New Yorkers in my chat room talking shit. So if you talk shit, nigga, you get it back. I don't turn the other cheek. You talk shit, I'm gonna run that right back. What was I supposed to do? Ignore them and take the higher road, nigga? Fuck the higher road. Nah. You say shit about my shit, I say something back. And just say I'm funnier. Don't come back to me and get mad at me just for being better at it than them. Yeah, I'm fat, and you watching me, bitch. What'd I say about you? You about to raise your blood pressure watching me. You're fat. Anything else you want to say? You want to call me a duty head next? What are you gonna do? What are you gonna say next? Nah, 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 nah. Nigga, what the fuck you gonna say next? You're fat, nigga. I look in the mirror. Yeah, I know. I'm still better than you, bitch. What you talking about? You're still in my chat room throwing a bunch of shit against the wall to see what stick. And the only thing that's sticking is that shit to your hands, nigga. Niggas that type 68 words a minute with their thumbs can't fight. See, Vessi had enough of it. You in Tulsa, Dessa Robinson? Get your Black Wall Street ass out of here then, nigga. This nigga is typing at, he ain't even got a full keyboard. This motherfucker is typing at 96 words a minute with his thumbs. I thought you was in Denver. That would have been me, John. I was a very athletic guy. I gave 2 knees to sports. My right knee to football, my left knee to basketball. I done gave a meniscus, a patella tendon, an ACL. I done gave all this shit to sports. I'm retired. Up into my mid-20s, These went out, boy. Yeah. But I've been in this motherfucker over 2 hours. I'm about to get up out of here. I gotta put my headphones on, smoke this blunt, this last blunt of the night. Now, as a matter of fact, I think I'm about to go through a walk through the neighborhood. I think I'm gonna go on a walk. It's 11:30. Yeah, I can get 2 miles in real quick. But I appreciate y'all for listening. Lakers gonna figure this out. I don't know. Lakers should beat Minnesota because they ain't got enough talent, but you don't know. It depends. The referees tried to give it to the Lakers, but Lakers just got whoop. All right. Well, I'm up out of here, y'all. We'll be back tomorrow. I don't know what I'm gonna talk about yet tomorrow, but we'll be back on tomorrow sometime, probably like around like 1 or 2 Pacific Standard Time. All right. I'll holler at y'all.